Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Author. We are going to do the border portion in the scrap series. So this is what we have so far, and we have, it looks like 16 blocks. Sorry, I'm holding the camera crooked. Um, so this is pretty square and it's actually pretty small. So I want to show you how you can correct that if you don't want to have a small squared quilt. What we're going to do today is we're going to add some length to this. And so we're going to get started.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be adding borders, thin borders to each end of the quilt to make it longer. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and put one on first. So you can see I have this black going, okay? So all we're gonna do is add another strip down here at this end, all right? And the way that we're gonna do this is they're all different. So I had some black 2.5-inch strips left over from a jelly roll that just so happened to fit this quilt. So I'm just gonna randomly pick a design. I have 2 polka dots here, so I'm gonna put those up at the top. You'll see here in just a second. But all I'm gonna do is just line my fabric with the edge of my quilt, and we're just gonna start sewing. Now quilts get a little bit bulky when you start making them larger, and that's part of I think what throws people off with quilting is how do you manage all of that bulk. So we'll address that as we continue to go. That's probably not going to line up 100% at that top edge, and that's okay. Just gonna sew it on. You want to make sure that you're keeping this area of your quilt flat where you're sewing so that you don't get any bulging or anything like that. You also do not want to stretch your strip. So don't tug on it when you're lining it up with your fabric. Just line it up, okay? Yeah, and I'm off. I should have probably squared this up before I started, but I didn't, so we're gonna wing it. And then we'll fix it later. But it's scrappy, so you know, it really doesn't matter. You could do it however you want. All right, so we got that sewn on. Just gonna make sure because I was having problems. All right, so we are good. So now what I'm gonna do is just cut off this excess down here, and what I'm gonna do is just fold it to the edge of the quilt, the leftover stripping. See, I have this tail. I'm just folding it right at the fold, and I'm just gonna do this with my fingernails. And then I'm going to take my sharp scissors, and I am just going to snip that off, and now it's even. Okay, So that's just a little trick. You don't have to do that. You can wait until you're done to cut off all the edges. I just don't like it when they start getting real bulky for me, because then it becomes a lot harder to work with the quilt. So I'm just pressing this out, just giving it a good finger press. Does not have to be perfect. I'm just using my fingernail, the palm of my finger. Let's see if I can do it left-handed so you can see what I'm doing. It's just making that seam lay down so I don't have to take it over to the ironing board just yet. And I had to buy a brand new iron because my other one, I don't know what's going on with it, but it still gets hot and it still works, but it's not working like it should. So there's that. All right, this is going to be the next strip that I'm gonna put on against my black. So we're gonna have 3 2.5-inch strips, and like I said, mine are just varied. There's nothing planned out or special about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew this down 1/4 inch, okay? And then I will pop back on because I don't want this video to be too long, okay? Okay, friends, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and added the borders. And I hope you can see the bottom one, okay? So it's getting big. I'm pretty short, so it's really hard for me to hold these things up for you. But you can see that I've added the black, okay, the black 2.5-inch strip, and then I've added this one for another pop of color. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add another black strip right here using a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm gonna do it to the other end as well. So we're gonna do that right now, and it's gonna be gorgeous when we're done with this. I'm just saying, I'm not a real big fan of scrap quilts myself, but this one is really turning out kind of cool, and it's growing on me, so. Just sewing this onto the blue strip there. And it literally takes about a minute to do this. Doesn't take very long at all. I can't wait to show you the fabric that I got for the backing of this quilt. It's so cute. Just about there. Make sure I'm not going off the rails crazy here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and cut this end off here. It's funny, I have one end that doesn't have, that's not straight, if I could talk, and then I have another end that's straight. So I can tell what end I prefer to sew on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to do the black on this end, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product.
Okay, so I have it up on the quilt wall, and you can see where we've added length to the quilt. So that's how you do it if you have a quilt that is too square. You can always just take strips, or you can make an extra border, and you can make it larger that way in the length. We are going to be putting a border around the whole quilt. So that is going to be in the next video. So stay tuned and I will get that posted. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. And also you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Crafty Author. And I also have a blog, which is craftyauthor.com, although I haven't posted on there in about a month. But I will get this series up, so just bear with me. I'm crazy busy right now. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that. So I thank you for joining me today, and keep on crafting.